Rosé and readings under the moonlight, tarot and laughter in the witching night. Spooky but sassy, the vibe's just right. Char, Mel and Lauren make the dark so bright.
Hey Shadow people, welcome back to Rosé and Readings, the bonus episode where the spirits are poured and the ghost stories get personal. I'm Charlie, and if you missed part 1, go hit play on that first because we popped the cork, spilled the wine, and shared everything from wishful summons to demonic mimics. Now in part 2, the rosé is flowing and the stories get even weirder. And let's just say, our sound logic may or may not have left the chat. So top off your glass, light a protection candle, and get ready because the Séance Circle is back in session.
Okay, so getting back to our Tales from the Shadows. Okay, yep, I'm there. All right, so for our next Tales from the Shadows, we have a story from Alyssa from TikTok. Whoever messaged us and said their name was Alyssa, this may be your story. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
She says, my name is Alyssa, and I grew up hearing the craziest ghost stories from my mom. My grandmother gave birth to my mom while they were still living in Mexico. She became very sick and came down with a high fever. It had been a few days with no break. At some point during her stay, a nurse came into her room in the middle of the night, checked on her, gave my grandmother a shot, and walked out of the room. The next morning, the doctors did their rounds and were amazed at how much my grandmother had improved. She explained what happened and described a nurse and stated how neat and wrinkle-free her uniform was. The doctor informed her that there was no one there by that description. Growing up, hearing that story sparked my interest in local lore and legends in Mexico. I had started doing some research and come across the legends of La Planchada, which sounds a lot like Planchatina.
It does, which is kind of crazy. Planchatina, by the way, is our little mascot. She's a Ouija board planchette shape, but she's also a little ghosty.
She's a little ghosty, and we put her on different things.
Yeah, she's our girl.
In our marketing.
The sassy little lassie.
Yes. Okay, so the legend of La Planchada. The story goes that a young woman in Juarez, Mexico, who was dedicated to her job as a nurse. Soon she met and fell in love with a handsome doctor. After a year of dating, he proposed and she accepted. Not too long after, the doctor was to leave and attend a seminar. The nurse bid him goodbye and he was on his way. Days went by with no word from. Days turned into weeks. Eventually, she learned that he married another woman. Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, gosh.
Brokenhearted, she began to neglect her patients. She eventually became ill and died. Legend states that she now haunts hospitals out of regret for neglecting her patients. Her name comes from having a freshly ironed. Oh, okay. Her name comes from having a freshly ironed and wrinkle-free uniform. We believe that this is who my grandmother met that night.
So are all the other nurses really wrinkly?
I guess. Something, yeah.
So if only one person who is wrinkle-free is the ghost.
Yeah.
A ghost starch. She really stands out.
Okay. So she has another story.
All right, let's do that.
She said, another story I grew up hearing is that my great-grandfather, from what I am told, he was a drunkard and a cheat. One day, while he was out at the bar, a beautiful woman appeared and gave him the come-hither finger. Like yeah. Captivated, my great-grandfather followed her. As fate would have it, he was lured into a ditch. Ooh. There is another legend of
Lorna?
No. Okay.
There's one about
She
Lorna,
put
though.
the pronunciation for me. Siguanaba. Siguanaba. Yeah. Okay. The legend of La Siguanaba.
Let me see it.
Siguanaba.
Siguanaba. Siguanaba.
Siguanaba.
Siguanaba.
La Siguanaba. Her appearance varies between seeing a beautiful woman or having a beautiful figure, but the head of a horse. Oh, God. It is said that she often leads wayward men into ditched or near the edge of a forest. I'm convinced this is who he encountered. So her grandfather had been lured into a ditch.
Which he deserved.
Yeah.
La Lorana is the woman in white that wails crying because she killed her kids on accident. If you hear her near water,
Huh.
La Llorona, yeah, because she's drowning in her tears.
Yeah. Okay, she has a story from the United States. So
The same woman?
Same woman.
Oh.
Yeah. She has like a handful of stories.
I love
this. Yeah, this is fantastic. Thank you so much.
What's her name again?
Alyssa?
I think.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So these are stories from the United States. My mom had several paranormal experiences, from hearing a wooden barrel fall down the basement stairs only for it to still be in its place once she checked, hearing voices and footsteps, a force holding her down in her sleep, someone trying to pull her aunt's Bible out of her hand, and so much more. There are two stories that are ingrained in my brain and always will be. 1. My mom lost her father at 16 to lung cancer and was out of school for 2 weeks grieving. When she decided to return, she had her older brother go to the school with her to explain her absence. As soon as she walks into the main office, the attendant tells her, "Oh, don't worry, your dad came by to tell us you were sick." My mom explained that he had passed and that was impossible. My uncle was upset, thinking she asked someone to pose as their dad. She has never figured out who it actually was that the attendant spoke with. Yeah, that's weird.
And they were actually sick? Sorry, I was like,
No. She was out for 2 weeks because her father had passed away.
no, but what did they say?
The father said that it said that the father went in and that he told the school she was sick.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so then the second one. My mom shared a bed with my grandmother and they slept on opposite ends. One night she felt my grandmother's legs jump and went to comfort her. She looked over to ask if she was okay and was met with what she says was a deformed and demonic face.
Not just grandma's feet.
Nope.
Okay.
No. She threw the blanket over her face and eventually fell back to sleep.
Wait.
Next to the demonic face?
Put the blanket over her own.
Which face?
Whose face? Whose face were we putting this on?
Okay. She shared a bed with her grandmother. They slept on opposite ends of the bed.
Like feet to feet?
Like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That's what I'm thinking.
Style.
Okay.
One night, she felt my grandmother's legs jump and went to comfort her.
Okay.
She looked over to ask if she was okay and was met with what she says was a deformed and demonic face.
Her mom's face was demonic looking.
Or
No,
it was her feet.
it was, I think, near the feet.
Why would she check on her feet though? If she went to check on her, she would lean forward, right?
Yeah, like to say, "Are you okay?" Okay. I think her face looked demonic, probably.
She says she threw the blanket over her face and eventually fell back to sleep. In the morning, she asked her mom if she was okay and what happened. My grandmother, confused, told her she had never went to bed. She slept on the couch. So face or feet, she shouldn't have been seeing a person.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
So creepy.
That one, well, I was going to say that one reminds me of sleep paralysis a little bit. The demonic feeling, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I've had times where I've like tried to scream out in my
Oh, yeah. I get sleep paralysis a lot, and Ryan will wake me up because in my dream, I can't move either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, how does he know that you're going through something?
Because I'll be like, It's like my jaw locks and I'm trying to like, but I'm speaking. I'm like, yeah, and like sometimes I'll be like crying. Like,
Are your eyes open or closed?
I've had it both ways before.
I've had that happen though, where like my voice just barely breaks out of my sleep.
Yeah.
And where it's like,
Oh, mine's not just barely. I'm like trying to scream really loud because my body isn't working. And he'll just be like, and then I'm like, oh my God. It was me and George Clooney, and I couldn't move. And there was a demon.
okay. For Alyssa's final story, she says,
Alyssa, these are awesome, by the way.
yes.
Also, I think I hear the frog. I thought I heard the frog.
You're going to hear the frog soon. We're getting to that time. Yes, because they are nocturnal.
So it's almost time for bed.
Yeah. How long? We've been drinking for several hours now. I hope you guys are enjoying this.
They're watching the sun go down.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Alyssa's story. I've had minor things that I experienced all before the age of 10. Nothing that was really terrifying, but something I don't have the explanation for. Of course, there is one exception that still freaks me out to this day. I was about 5 to 6 years old when this happened. My dad used to torture my brothers and I with horror movies. While I grew an appreciation for them as an adult, as a child, having your father turn off all the lights, put the TV on full volume, and tell you that you better watch this movie and not turn it off or you'll get spanked. What?
What the hell?
Girl, I am sorry. That is not okay. She said that does something to you.
Yeah.
My mom worked second shift at a hospital and was home.
So was not there to.
Yeah, wasn't home for this. So it was after one of those nights that I had this strange experience. I remember running to my parents' room, scared, and trying to wake them up. I happened to look over to the door where my dad hung his bathrobe and saw him hanging by an invisible noose. Oh, God. That's terrifying. Confused, I look in the bed and see that he's sleeping. I look back at the door and see the thing posing as him still hanging, but now he's twisting and swaying in the wind.
Oh, God.
I scream so loud and everything goes black. I don't remember what happened after that. I've asked my parents about it, but they don't remember that night. I know this was a long email and lots of stories. Oh, no, don't worry about it, girl. You're good.
Great.
Oh, no, we want more.
Yeah. Tell us all of them.
Yeah. She said, thank you for so much for taking the time to read my family's stories. Of course. Thank you for sending them in.
If you have any more, we want to hear them.
Yeah. That's wild though.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if she told them that night or if she kind of kept it to herself.
Yeah.
Because, and I'll tell my story. Yeah. I told my mom that night.
Speaking of, do you want to share your ghost story with everybody?
I will. Once upon a time.
Oh, wait. We are about to have. Should we save Lauren's for the next one?
Maybe, because
we do have a thing.
What?
Yeah. But wait, I'll tell my ghost story because it's 2 seconds long and it's the closest thing I've ever come to this. I don't know what I have like 2 weird events. They're very short. The ghost story thing is my grandmother on my dad's side. So my grandmommy passed away when I was 15, and she was hilarious and very sarcastic, dry sense of humor. Her name was Yolanda. And she was great. She gardened, and that's where I get my green thumb. What are they called? Hummingbirds run way of her.
Oh,
yeah, my grandma too.
Yeah, hummingbirds. And anyway, so she lived with us for a short period of time, and the way we like shared a Jack and Jill bathroom, so our rooms were next to each other, and she called me her roommate. So we were buddies. So after she passed, we had this. She in her home, she had this old like Revolutionary War mug pen holder thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like it was
Did
a
it
little.
have, like,
You'll
a-
see him in every single antique shop.
Did it have like a little thing too to it? Like a
Well,
top?
not like a stein.
Oh, like a sign.
It wasn't
yeah.
a stein. It was like it was meant to hold either a small plant or like.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it wasn't a mug, but it was in a blue coat. So I guess it was an American soldier from the Revolutionary War. And he had like a little ponytail and a little hat. And his name was Buster, is what my grandmommy always called him because I guess she looked like their friend Buster. So my dad put Buster in our kitchen to hold all of our pens because that's what Buster does. And he was like in the like little office of the kitchen that you always walk past. And Buster's always facing forward, but frequently, and I experienced this a couple times, we would come home and find Buster facing the corner. And my dad thinks that Buster was my grandmother communicating with us. And whenever she was disappointed with him, Buster would be
Like turning her back
turning in
on.
the corner. And I kind of felt that way too, because there were times because we would turn him around.
Right. Well, this is what I was going to say is
Yeah.
you're saying you're not sure if that's paranormal, but what else could that be?
Especially
Something cleaning.
Yeah, but who did you guys have like a maid? Like who would be?
I don't know how long of a time period it did. We had a cleaning person for a short period of time, but she came like once a month. So, I mean, I think it happened more than that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like because if it was one of your parents, they would know like, oh, I just cleaned over there.
And it would be weird to put something back facing the wrong direction. Like it's clear you wouldn't.
And it's a person, so it's which way to face it.
Yeah. But it's so Buster is. I'll
And
send you guys a picture of Buster.
would you directly correlate it to like when things would happen?
Yeah. Like if I came home from like sneaking out to a party, so like those are the ones I remember where I came home and Buster was facing the corner and I was like.
Would you guys come home and it would be turned and everybody would be looking at each other like, okay, who did something kind of thing?
No, I think we all individually we never like all looked at it at once.
Oh, really?
It was just
You've all acknowledged that you've noticed it.
but and
I wonder if you guys were like playing pranks on each other.
no, I don't know. No, I would never have. I didn't know that why Buster was named Buster. Like I didn't know it was as sentimental to my grandmother until my dad told me that story. And
Oh, so this was later on that he told you this?
I was like, I used to find Buster turned around. Like I remember turning Buster around a lot.
So this was like a recollection.
I guess so. Yeah. Like yeah.
I love that so much. Okay, so for our final Tales from the Shadows tonight, we're going to read a story from at Like a Rolling Stone that I'm not sure if it's from TikTok or Instagram. I'm going to assume TikTok.
Probably TikTok.
At Like a Rolling Stone writes, we moved to this house that I just felt absolutely drawn to. Shortly after moving, stuff hit the fan during the day. My son saw a man peek into the room he was in and was legit scared. Then one of my children started experiencing sleep paralysis and saw a man and a woman in her room talking. When they realized that she was watching, they looked at her and told her,
Zach Bagans is
aggressive Zach Bagans shushing.
Team America.
Yes. And disappeared. We recorded the most incredible EVP in her room I've ever heard. Most incredible they've ever heard. And have never been able to explain it. After researching, we discovered it has some Native American dialect. Ooh, interesting. The other part of it says something that about Blackfoot stuck to the left to avoid certain death. So I guess they were able to decipher what it said, and they believe it's like saying something Native American. So Blackfoot, like the name, somebody's name. Blackfoot stuck to the left to avoid certain death.
That's like a nursery rhyme.
There is a Native American woman buried at the edge of their woods. I think that signifies more of a Native American haunting than anything else that I've heard on Ghost Adventures. So they actually know there was a
Well, a Native American breathed this air,
yes, so this must be haunted
and
with a
he
curse.
was bad.
Native Americans cursed everybody.
Everything.
Apparently. Okay.
Again, we deserved it.
Yes, we are on the side of the natives. Yes.
The indigenous people.
Okay. That was loud.
I know. That's why I put it down.
I'm like, did you rip the?
No.
Can you pour me more?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So there was a Native American woman buried at the edge of their woods. We had to have ghost hunters come 3 times. Oh my God.
Wait, who just has ghost hunters?
You tell us.
Excuse me, you grew up with a shaman.
Step 1.
Okay, I don't know where she got the shaman from.
What do you Yelp that? Do you crowdsource
I'm sure you can Google.
on Instagram, like looking for restaurants on your next vacation? You know,
Yeah.
anybody have any cafes in Milan they suggest? Does anybody know a ghost paranormal investigator?
I think you can look it up in the white pages, aka the Google,
The interwebs.
the internet. And I'm sure you can find a ghost hunter. They had to have him come out 3 times though, which means that like whatever was going on just got worse. She said, the ghost told us about the bloodshed on the hillside. I was able to find out in a 1902 history book. Oh my God. In the local library, there was a massacre on this land. She said the ghost told them.
Wait, the history book was from 1902 or the history book was on 1902?
Yeah, because
No.
because it would have to be in like the 1500s.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it says in a 1902 history book. So maybe they wrote about the history in 1902. I don't know.
That makes more sense because I don't know what.
But there was massacre on the land at some point. We had a medium cleanse the house because me and my daughter were so drained to the point that we both needed iron transfusions. Our hair was falling out and they had severe fatigue. Oh God.
Wow.
I told the ghosts I love them.
How do you attribute that to paranormal though? And not a poor diet?
Or like lead pipes
Or that.
something.
Or
Well, yeah,
genetic?
I mean, it's hard to say exactly why that was happening.
Well,
But if they feel like they were feeling something negative in the house to begin with, I can understand that. Yeah, I can understand them.
that can weigh on you, like being freaked out by that.
Yeah. So she says, I told the ghosts I love them and respect them, but it was our time and we needed our space. That day, I watched my ceiling fan light shoot lightning bolts out a bit, and it never did it again.
Maybe that was like them
terrifying.
making peace.
Yeah. After experiencing and discovering my family was kind of beacons, my oldest daughter and myself investigate with the ghost team that had come to our house so many times. The ghosts aren't gone, but they have given us our space. We've both been able to be recovered. We do experience them often. When my oldest daughter and I are together, they often try to speak to us. We have a peaky man that likes to open the door and look at us. That's so creepy.
Oh, a peeking man.
Yeah, well, she says peaky, but
And
like,
you know what? A peaky man is usually a shadow person.
yeah. Sometimes he's on the ceiling,
Oh.
unlike a peaky man.
No. No.
But it's nothing like it used to be. That was insane. Constant poltergeist, shadow man, EVP. You weren't alone being touched, hearing name called, scary stuff. A few weeks later, we woke up in the middle of the night to all of our electronics going off. A few days later, the same frequency noise went off in our van. I felt like something.
Was there a storm? Because my house does that when the power goes out and comes back on. It like
It's possible, but we didn't pace. It doesn't appear that we paced the rest of that thought. So
that would be her. Wait, what? She didn't. Lauren didn't pace the rest of the story.
it just says I felt like something was trying to get in
Oh, is this mine?
I'm so sorry.
so we assume at like a Rolling Stone that something was trying to get in
Tune in next time.
your van.
Okay, this is why you don't have me do things.
Lauren's also going to follow up on that research on Zach.
Where did Zach go to college?
Wait, what did he say? We remember we watched that video. He said where he went.
Oh, it's also on
Did he?
Rolling's-
Oh, he went to UNLV.
He went to UNLV.
He went to UNLV.
for film and media.
The reason I got excited is because that's also where Logan Brown, son of Cody Brown of Sister Wives, that's where Logan and several
Oh, I
of
was
the
wondering why
other
you were associating him with the more
Sister Wives?
Sister Wives,
Yeah. So a bunch of the Brown children have gone to UNLV. Primarily,
Brown
yes, Cody Brown's children from Sister Wives, all the children on the show. This is my deep, deep trash TV.
Oh no, I'm just I don't know.
Deep trash.
Oh, I'm all for
They're all
deep trash.
siblings.
They're all some of them have the same mom. Some of them don't. Mel, pull a card.
What's going on? Pull a card. I'm gonna pull a card.
Round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. You're so close. Would you like me to get it for you, ma'am?
Don't touch my card. It'll become your card.
I have good luck. Oh,
I gave her my bad luck. Everybody saw it. Man, I have drawn the Knight of Wands.
so you have to speak, yeah, like Zach Bagans for the rest
I don't know.
of the
I didn't
night.
mean to make Zach Bagans like weirdly English. That was a crossover there. It's just like when I try to speak in an Irish accent and I end up
If I
sounding like a
speak
pirate.
in an Australian accent, I end up just speaking English.
I could make a rule, but we're ending, so I'll just like.
Well, you
Why am I doing an
just
accent?
drink.
Oh, I'll just drink. I'll just drink.
That's mine.
Yeah, that's yours. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Reading the tea with Lauren.
All right.
The latest tea in the paranormal world, in the shadowverse, if you will.
You are such a vibe with the earrings and the glasses in your hair right now. It's like I'm here for it.
So, I don't know if you guys have heard the whole new.
You got the tea.
I got the tea. I got the tea.
Start it like that again.
I got the face.
So,
Tell
uh,
us. Tell me.
so I don't know if you've heard. I got the tea. I got the tea. All right. All right. So, the new news in the Shadowverse is Holly Madison. You all know from what's
Backdoor girl.
no. The girls next door.
Best friends next door.
The girls next door. The girls next door with Hugh Hefner.
Yep.
Holly Madison was one of Hugh Hefner's girlfriends. Main girlfriend actually was dating Zach Bagans. So they officially called it quits. I don't know how long they've actually been dating for.
I want to say like a
They
month.
were, no. Are they dating for?
No, broke up like a
Oh,
month
yeah.
ago.
They just
They were on and off for a very long time.
Yeah.
On and off for like 10 years or something.
well, apparently they just broke up, and Holly Madison is kind of like telling us
Everything.
everything.
There was a lot of cheating.
A lot of cheating. So he's not a good guy. So when this was posted on Instagram, some influencer like reposted this information, and we kind of did a little digging on all the comments underneath. Apparently he's like some big time player in LA. Like he's like kind of ran through all the girls in LA.
I'm sorry. Hold on. How did all these girls fall for that?
I don't know if it's like a fame thing. So it's just like girls just like kind of, it's like easy to target.
Like you're saying, oh, he's a cheater and he's a player. And I'm like, have you ever watched Ghost Adventures?
Yeah.
Because like,
Think about like younger Zach.
I feel like I could tell.
And I'm sure he's going to, but also he's going for a certain demographic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like he's going for a certain type of girl.
Yeah. I know that everybody's coming out and they're all like shocked And like you guys know.
Well, I think they're shocked because he cheated on Holly all this time. That's the tea.
Yeah.
Is they're all coming forward like,
Yeah. Like he's like this big time like player.
But that to me doesn't seem that surprising. What I was saying is we watched this show. Zach Bagans. Like I wouldn't put it past him to
cheat, but how is he able to even be able to cheat?
Right.
Is why,
and I'm
is
like,
what you're
has
saying.
anybody ever watched the show? Because like, if you were a fan of the show, you should know. Like,
But the thing is
odds are
like,
he'd be
come
cheating
on, like, look at all of our exes. You know, you know, you know, you know. I mean, like, really?
Yeah. No.
Where's the bar?
Yeah.
Where are we setting the bar, really?
Yeah. It's true, though. I mean, I'm just saying that if people are acting surprised, I'm just like, this isn't the person that I'm surprised is cheating on somebody.
They're not looking for long term.
no, they're just the women are coming forward. Like I think the number just keeps going up.
Which
And
then breaks my heart for Holly because that means that Holly believes.
And
that
if
he wouldn't
anybody
cheat.
watched Girls Next Door, Holly was super sweet.
She was.
You know, and she's very genuine.
Didn't she also come out? I saw the Playboy documentary, and she came out as autistic.
Neurodivergent.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't we all neurodivergent?
I am definitely. And you are too, Mel.
Mel, you're actually autistic. Did you know that?
Right now, I have ADHD. Anyway, Holly has been like answering questions on her social on TikTok, and she posted his Tinder or his it's probably Raya, his like Raya
for
profile,
sure.
which you get in trouble for screenshotting, by the way. You only
Yes,
get, like,
I
2
know.
screenshots and
You get kicked out.
Yeah. Yeah. So we posted it on our Instagram.
I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm not giving Zach a pass by any means, but I'm just saying, know who you're associating with. And I feel like I know who Zach Bagans.
Listen, as my mom would always say, you hang around shit, you get shit.
Yeah.
And that was the tea with Lauren.
Okay. All right. So our next segment for you guys that we're going to do is called Lore by Lore, where we are going to give Lauren the chance to dramatically retell a famous ghost story that everybody knows just based on her memory. So feel free to send in what story you want Lauren to recap. What should we do?
I'm trying to, out of all of these, I don't know if she knows all of them. That's the problem.
Well,
we're talking about Lauren. I'm going to say, I think she might know Lizzie Borden.
Everybody knows Lizzie Borden, right? All right, Lauren, tell us the tale.
Do you know what happened with Lizzie Borden? Tell us the story.
The story of Lizzie Borden.
Did she axe murder?
Say once upon a time. Tell us a fucking story.
Well, I just want to know if this is even right. Okay. Once upon a time, Lizzie Borden lived in New Hampshire.
When?
The 1700s. And in the early 1900s.
I'm not giving you nothing.
In the late 1800s.
I do think that is accurate. Yes.
I think that's correct. Mm-hmm.
In the late,
also, it may not have been New Hampshire. So where else?
In West Virginia.
In West Philadelphia.
West Philadelphia in the late 1800s.
Is there a West Philadelphia? Is that like a well known?
West Philadelphia. Born
Oh no, that's what I just said. What did you say initially? West
Virginia.
Virginia.
Once upon a time, Lizzie Borden. She was about 18 years old, and did I say she was in West Philadelphia? And what was the other detail that I had? Oh, late 1800s, and one day she was really upset with her family, and she decided to get an axe,
Okay.
and she killed both of her parents while they were sleeping in their bed.
Like a little beep boop.
No, she obliterated them
Like
in bed.
how many times do you think that
She chopped them up, like she hit them probably about like 70 times with the axe. And
They were wax, you would say.
yeah.
yeah, waxed with the axe while they were sleeping. And
Do you think this was like early in the morning?
no, this was in the middle of the night. And I don't know why she did it.
She just got like this urge to get an axe.
just got this urge.
What
You
do
know
you think
what?
she did after she
Actually, no, this is what happened. Okay, so Lizzie Borden had this crush on this guy, and her parents wouldn't let her go out with this guy. His name was Jeffrey. And so she was like, she just started dating this guy, Jeffrey, and she was like, Mom, Dad, I want to go out with Jeffrey. And they're like, no, you can't go out with Jeffrey. And they're like, Lizzie, go to bed. You're being a little black.
It sounds a lot like Romeo and
And
Juliet.
so Lizzie's like, in her room, like stomping around while her parents are
She's like, but Jeremy is my life. He's my love.
Jeffrey.
While
Her parents are peacefully sleeping in bed, while Lizzie is like, making all these plans in her head. She finds an axe, goes in the other room. She's like, fuck that. You're not keeping me, away from Jeffrey, the love of my life, and goes in there and like hits them 70 times. And then
She was very fit.
very fit. Do you know how exhausting? Remember how I told you how exhausting killing somebody would be? Do you know how exhausting hitting somebody with an axe? First of all, an axe is very heavy.
And then like
You could call that overkill.
It is overkill.
Yeah. That takes a lot of exertion.
So about 70 times she hit her parents with an axe while they were sleeping. And then she went and met Jeffrey.
And they just lived happily ever after.
And they lived happily ever after.
That's incredible.
Claps for her. Not so local lore by lore. Loose lore, if you will.
Loose.
Tail, like a loose.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so the real story.
Do you want me to sing the song?
I was going to do it at the end, but we want to do it together?
Yes. Well, wait, I want to see what the lyrics, because I have my own lyrics in my head. Maybe I don't have them right.
That's it.
Yes. Yeah.
Ready?
Okay.
Well, pretend we're just skipping around.
Okay. Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41.
So 80?
No, 40 for her mother, 41 for her father.
So by 81 in all?
81.
So I said 70.
And in reality, it was 10, but that's the like double dutch song. Yeah. What happened on August 4th, 1892?
Hey, I was pretty close.
You were? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
In theory. It was not New Hampshire. It was in Boston, or at least in Massachusetts.
New England.
Fall River here.
Fall River, Massachusetts.
Let's just have this whole hunt. In Fall River, Massachusetts, on August 4th, 1892, Andrew Borden and his wife, Abby, were brutally murdered in their home, hacked to death with a hatchet. Andrew was found on the couch with his face nearly unrecognizable, and Abby was discovered upstairs with multiple wounds in the back of her head. The main suspect, Lizzie Borden, was Andrew's 32-year-old daughter.
They think she may have been either lesbian or like bisexual, or there may
But
have
they
been.
were keeping her from. But wait, what was the motive though?
Okay, wait. So she lived at home with her father and stepmother and had a very strained relationship with both, especially Abby, her stepmother. So she was tried in 1893 and the case became a media circus. There was no physical evidence directly tying her to the crime, but the most compelling circumstantial evidence is that she allegedly tried to burn a dress shortly after the murders and was said to have given contradictory statements. All male jury acquitted her in less than 2 hours, which is very fast.
Oh, they acquitted her.
She lived the rest of her life in Fall River, but was shunned by society and she changed her name to Lisbeth and died in 1927, never having confessed.
I mean, if you're going to change your name, maybe make it a little more different than Lizzie to Lisbeth.
Can you imagine changing your name and then forgetting and never ever answering to it? Like having to remember that you have a new name.
That would be me.
It would be so hard. I know it would be you. But there's a, I'm pretty sure Winona Ryder is in, there's a Lizzie Borden movie.
Oh,
and Winona
I think
Ryder.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Good.
I'm going to do another one.
We'll do one next time.
Yeah, okay. We're going to do,
we'll do
we're
it
gonna
every
do
time.
more of these.
That was
I'm
fun.
glad that you enjoyed it.
And then a story you want Laura to.
When we started this 4 hours ago, the sun was up.
Yeah.
It's not.
Now almost 9 p.m. The sun is down.
But also when we started it, we got here 5 hours prior.
We also fucked around for 5 hours and then we started this. We've been drinking. This has been a good time here at our inaugural. I know.
You got to do our. No, not that. I was going to say our review of the rosé.
Oh yeah. What's our
Of Whispering Angel.
No, that's not Whispering Angel.
Well, this is the second bottle.
Okay.
The one that we talked about in the beginning was Whispering.
Well, so I have been a fan of Whispering Angel for a long time
Because of
because
Real Housewives.
of Real Housewives and the podcast Bitch Sesh, which I think they still call it Bitch Sesh, but it's Garbage World. Anyway, Danielle and Casey, you taught me about Whispering Angel. I went through my divorce drinking Whispering Angel because of you guys. So I am a big fan.
And I always knew Whispering Angel because I'm a big Real Housewives fan. So that was always the.
I believe they were drinking Whispering Angel when Aviva threw her leg in New York.
Well, it's a true, French from Provence rosé. So
Just like we
yeah, as is this one. The second one is, what is it called? La Femme.
La vie femme.
La vie femme.
Femme. We are French bitches.
Which is interesting. This rooster is not.
From Montreal.
We're Italian bitches.
Yeah, we are Italian.
She's a French bitch.
No, I'm actually Irish and German. There is some French in there. But I took some French classes before going to France.
Well, so we appreciate you guys joining us for this first inaugural debut.
Did we say if we liked the rosé? You said you did.
Oh, did you guys like your rosé?
Oh, yeah. I liked the second one better, if I'm going to be honest. But
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
That's fine. They all taste the same to me.
They all tasted the same to me as well.
I like this. Okay, so rate, review, subscribe, do all the things.
follow. Definitely review. And if you feel so inclined to do more than just tap that 5th star and write some words.
But also share with your friends.
Share with your friends.
Because that's the biggest thing is like
Tell us what you think. Like, we want to hear from you. We want your feedback. We want to make this the most fun, spookalicious podcast there is.
spookalicious. Like Fergalicious, but
Yeah. But we appreciate all of you. So please join us next time for more Rosé and readings. And until the next tour, stay safe in the shadows.
3.
Cheers. Chin chin.
Char pours the wine with a wicked grin. Mel shuffles the cards where the tales begin. Lauren lights a candle, the shadows play. Whispers of ghosts keep the night at bay. Rosé and readings under the moonlight. Tarot and laughter in the witching night. Spooky but sassy, the vibe's just right. Char, Mel, and Lauren make the dark so bright.